Check, check, 1, 2, check, check, 1, 2. Microphone check, 1, 2. Let's go ahead and get everything underway. Alright, cool. Let's get into today's video. So, let's do this. 3, 2. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy K Sutra. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, K Sutra. And today, we're going to be talking about hip-hop's biggest hater. But before we get started on today's video, I just want to take the time and say, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. We're at 120 subscribers, so if we can get up to 500 by the end of the year, I'll be happy. I think that'll be an attainable goal. So if you want to help me reach that goal, go ahead and subscribe. Send this video to a friend. Comment. It'll help the algorithm. You know how that goes. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and get into today's video. Head on over to youtube.com. set it up like this. Okay, that works. Alright, so this is Ben Shapiro, hip hop's biggest hater. Let's see how much of a hater he is. Go ahead and post this to Instagram, Facebook. Alright.
This is Ben Shapiro. He's been waging war on hip-hop since he was a little kid. Why, you ask? Well, you can listen to him explain.
Since nobody seems willing to state the obvious due to cultural sensitivity because we are a nation of cowards when it comes to the topic of race, I'll say rap isn't music. Rap culture is disgusting and degrading.
This is only a fraction of an article he
Wow.
published on a far-right website back in 2009. See, at the time it was common for conservatives just like him to talk about how bad and dangerous rap was.
Hip-hop has done more damage to black and brown people than racism in the last 10 years.
But Ben, he was a little different, right?
That's so stupid. Like, I could understand the argument that hip hop in its current form isn't necessarily the best thing, but to say that hip hop in general is disgusting, like, you know, because there's small examples of certain types of rap that are definitely, you could say, disgusting, right? You could say violent, right? But there's also types of rap that are clean, Christian rap. You have, you know, rap that has won Pulitzer Prize where they're telling stories about, you know, details of growing up in an environment, like almost like a war story, right? Just like how people will watch a movie to hear somebody talk about their days in a war, right? Some people are telling their survival growing up in a situation where it was basically a war zone, right? So, I mean, if you think about it in that regards, even some of the violent rap has, you know, a place as art, but not everything is for everybody. So, of course, I don't see why people who don't like stuff feel the need to go so hard on telling everybody how much they don't like it. If you don't like it, just don't deal with it. Like, that's my biggest takeaway from this. Is like, if you don't like something, why would you sit there and waste your energy on it? Let's see. Turn this video down. Get it back to where we're live on the phone. But yeah, why would you waste your time on something that you don't like, telling everybody how much that you don't like it? That doesn't make any sense to me. So, let's get back into the video.
His hatred towards rap had much deeper roots than that of his conservative buddies. Growing up in a strict religious LA household with a composer for a father, he was raised to play and appreciate classical and only classical, with him being molded into a skillful violin player at only 12 years old, performing at banquets around the country. That childhood must have been a blast. As he got older, this stuck with him, and he started developing sort of a superiority complex towards other music genres he deemed more simple and primitive.
Every step in music has been a devolution since about 1790. Right after Mozart and Beethoven,
Everything.
Wow. Yeah. Ever since Mozart and Beethoven, music just ain't been the same, man. Just, they don't make them like they used to. That good old Bach, that good old Beethoven. That good old Vivaldi. Like, to say that people don't compose music nowadays is just stupid. I could pull up producers right now that produce music in the same style, the classical style, as Vivaldi and Bach and all these other, great composers from classical periods. But this guy is just like, oh, everything ever since then is just, yeah. Like, you just sound like just an overall hater. Like, you just hate everything. And then to sit there and just complain about it, it's like, bro, you sound like a bitch.
Went to hell.
And for him, naturally,
The simplest.
and the most awful of these genres was, of course, hip hop. He previously described a time when he was in law school riding around with his buddies who liked this bizarre form of music. Ben thought it was mindless garbage and just wanted to put some Mozart on the aux. Nobody listened to him, and his hate for rap grew even stronger. Ben Shapiro would carry that anger and bitterness with him into the 2010s. No longer just an angry law school student, he had already published a couple of books under his name. Those books gave him a voice, which only became more amplified as he joined a conservative radio station, which goes by the name of KRLA-AM 8708. Bro, what the fuck? Just name it Stupid Conservative Hick Radio Station. Hey, thank you. Shit. Before he earned former media suited Ben, who was now quickly moving up the ranks. And it wasn't long before he earned his very own segment on air. Now, Ben could have chosen to talk about anything in the world, right? The Torah, premarital sex, his wife, anything he was particularly passionate about. But deep down, Ben knew exactly what he wanted to do. Destroy hip-hop. He made a segment named Deconstructing the Culture.
And I'll admit, I'm not the world's most sophisticated tour guide when it comes to the ghetto culture, the rap culture.
And even though
Whoa.
insightful and professional,
Whoa. Hold on there.
When it comes to the ghetto culture, the rap culture.
How you gonna just gloss past that? Like, the ghetto culture, like, why is all rap ghetto? That's just retarded. Like, some of the best songs from back in the day are raps that are, like, you could talk about Rakim, Wu-Tang Clan, you talk about Slick Rick. Slick Rick is an artist who could tell a whole story without cussing, and the whole song was fire. So to say that, like, that's ghetto, that's just ridiculous. That's crazy.
and even though it might sound insightful and professional, in reality, it was just 15 minutes of pure and unfiltered hate on the hottest rap songs out, repeated every week, right? He made it his mission to show their extremely sheltered audience just how damning and harmful hip-hop really was. The result is almost as hilarious as it is sad. Really, really sad.
This song came in at number 25 on the top 40 this week. It's called Hold You Down. Hold You Down by DJ Khaled. Okay. I'm fairly certain that they are actually suggesting that the man should hold the woman down. Now,
Wow.
I have said in the past that there is not a rape culture on America's campuses. There certainly is a rape culture in a lot of R&B and hip-hop music.
This is what I'm talking about. When people who don't have any idea about the topic that they're discussing, but they hate it, so then everything that comes from that, there's just already a bias. Like, you don't want to see any good. And, like, that's literally a pop song. Something for the radio that you could listen to, shop at Target, and don't have to worry about the lyrics being crazy. Talking about, I'll hold you down, girl. I'll hold you down. You're my significant other. I'm gonna hold you down. There's no other way that you could implicate that. But he's gonna say that that's rape culture? That's crazy.
What a pleasant group of folks.
What do you mean by that?
bro, just fucking say the N-word, bro. We don't have to do all this, like, ghetto culture, group of folks. Bro, just say the N-word. What the fuck? This abomination would go down weekly.
Pull your panties down from under you. Beat that blank up. Make you want to holla Q. You're talking about beating up female genitalia? Sorry.
Oh my god, bro. Like, somebody who just doesn't get the culture. And it's like he's mad that he doesn't understand the culture. Or he's mad that people have a language that he is not able to easily, navigate. So now you just hate it. Does he feel the same way with Latinos? Like, Mexicans that speak a certain way? Does he feel the same way about Asians who may have their own, culture? I don't know. It's crazy. And it's funny too because Ben Shapiro got into politics, he's like a political activist, political speaker. And I remember he had Candace Owens on his team. And Candace Owens is somebody that you know, a lot of people in hip hop don't really like Candace Owens because of some of her political views. And she's been one person in general, a black person who spoke out against, certain types of hip hop or, the state of hip hop in its current form. But the irony is that, Ben Shapiro didn't have any problem with her being on his team when the agenda was right. When she was talking bad about hip hop, you know, that's all fine and dandy. But the minute that she says, I don't think that the US should support bombing Palestine or that we should support Israel, he fired her. So it's like he's got his own, agenda at hand. And that's fine if it's not for the black community. But it's like he's not somebody that's for black people, period. He'll hire you just to keep you on as long as you talk about what it is that he wants you to say. So it was very convenient for him to have Candace Owens on when she was talking bad about black folks to black folks or talking bad about, that community, in general, right? But the minute that she switched up, he was like, bye bye, get up out of there. So that just goes to show you what kind of folks, move throughout the entertainment sphere. So let's continue.
You don't get cut any slack just because you happen to be a member of a minority.
Hey, yo, bitch! Bring me your pussy right now! That's what you get for not listening to me, bitch!
And no matter the content matter, no matter what the song sounded like, Ben's critiques would remain the same, molding into what I like to call the out-of-touch conservative media person hip-hop reaction formula. Step 1, make fun of the artist's name.
The artist's name is Future, as opposed to his brother past and his sister present. DJ Snake and Lil Jon. I'm sure that both of those are given names. I'm sure that the baby came out and mom said Thug was born, and his mother looked at him in the delivery room and she said, "Oh, it's my beautiful baby Young Thug."
Step 2, point out the dangerous and harmful content matter.
Is it racist to say that I don't understand this song? I guess it is. Everything's racist now, sure. I'm going to be a racist. I don't get what this song is.
Oh, pure gibberish.
So this horrific, talentless caterwauling about being, I'm so fancy.
Just garbage.
Iggy that's not even a rap song like that. That's like fucking pop music, bro. Like, that's the thing. People want to have a critique on stuff. Nobody that's listening to rap is like, yo, bro, did you hear that new Iggy Azalea rap? Have you heard that new Iggy Azalea freestyle? No. She's a pop artist who happens to she does a black accent, bro. She's Australian and she does a black accent. So like, what's even going on right there, right? That's a whole other issue in of itself. You got an Australian lady coming to America, imitating black folks. What's going on? What's going on?
You can't even listen to this. Okay, but this is the number 33 song in the country. The number 33 song in the country. I can't imagine why they resist arrest. Can't imagine why they treat the police as the enemy. It can't be music like this.
And these people are gonna ruin Western civilization. That's right, Connor. That's right, Emily. Save yourself and your kids while you still can.
It just demonstrates a lack of class, perhaps? Could you say that?
Step 3, the cherry on top. If all else fails, complain about something completely irrelevant and absurd, but still complain.
I love myself. The world is a ghetto because of Dickie Brown. I love myself. But I can do.
Okay, so that's enough of that. That last line there was, everybody lack confidence. Why won't you just say lacks confidence?
Maybe like,
Oh my god, bro. Like, the fucking grammar police. The whole song is talking about I love myself. Like, there's nothing but positivity in that song. I don't hate myself. I don't need to impress anyone. I don't need to worry about materialism. I love myself the way I am. And this guy is caught up on grammar. Like, are you fucking stupid? That's crazy. You got somebody over here who, and that's the thing. Kendrick Lamar is an artist who has come from an environment where it's easy to go down the route of everybody else, his peers, right? It's easy to go down that route and get caught up in that lifestyle and to talk about that lifestyle in a way that maybe might glorify it, right? But what he does is paint a picture and tells people, this is what I seen. This is, these are some of the consequences of this person's actions, or this is what this person might be living through, and just paints a picture in such a way where you can really see, where he's from without ever being there. And that's something that's special, right? And I think that's something that speaks to why he's such a popular artist. Kendrick Lamar is able to paint a picture for people and tell a story in a way that you can feel it even if you've never lived that life, right? So that's very special. That's a very special ability to have. And again, rap music is not for everybody. But in this sense, it seems like this person just hates rap so much that they will not see any good in anything, no matter what the context. All right, where was I at? Oh, we were talking about Kendrick Lamar. We were talking about Ben Shapiro. Somebody. All right, so we're back. Oof. Okay, so Ben Shapiro just seems like he's not gonna like hip hop, period. Sorry, I think I caught like a sneeze attack. I think I'm getting sick. Okay, I'm back. Okay, let's continue, because if not, I'm gonna keep sneezing. So, Ben Shapiro just don't like hip hop. Can't see the good in it. That's crazy.
A grammatical error.
Rock forever 21, but just turned 30.
30.
Bro, conservatives in media have it so easy, you guys have zero idea. This shit is like a fucking infinite money glitch for them. These early radio segments would really lay down the foundation of what the next chapter of Ben's career would be. He bundled some money together, gathered some investors, and created his own media platform called The Daily Wire.
The Democratic Party platform stands for the ability of a woman to crush her baby's head 1 minute before birth, and they want you to pay for it. It's actually in their platform.
An online media safe space for conservatives who thought just like him. As Ben started gaining more and more traction online, the Daily Wire grew, adding more talent to their roster. Young, old, male, female, white, black, whatever this is, it didn't matter. The only thing that was important is that they were working to take down the liberal agenda, propagating this evil thing they call hip-hop culture. Now, one Ben Shapiro was already bad, but now you had multiple little Ben Shapiros following in his footsteps. It wasn't long before they all started using the out-of-touch conservative media person hip-hop reaction formula.
Make that pullout game weak. Yeah, you effin' with some wet-ass P-word. P-word is female genitalia. Bring a bucket and a mop.
And you know what the worst thing is? It worked. They ran up millions and millions and millions of views just by slowly and mockingly reading out lyrics of popular hip-hop songs.
You've been making $2,000 a minute, is what you tell us, Polo G. That's... Someone do the math on that.
Their audience would laugh with them, other people would laugh at them. Either way, it didn't matter, right? This resulted in engagements, and engagements resulted in profit. A pattern started emerging, and Ben started taking notice. I have a fun fact for everybody here. You guys know Ben Shapiro's a Celtics fan? Never been to Boston. Never lived in Boston, just born and raised LA. LA native. One of the coolest basketball teams ever. The Showtime Lakers. Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He's like, nah. I want Larry Bird. It's interesting.
63,036 looking on as Don Chandler kicks off again.
The Super Bowl, America's biggest cultural event. A rare opportunity for an extremely fragmented nation to come together every year on one single day. From the commercials, to the outfits, to the targeted cheers and targeted boos, to the chatter on social media, the Super Bowl provides a great litmus test to where American culture is at and where it's going every single year. But arguably the most important part of this day, besides the game, is the halftime show, where each year the NFL goes all out to provide its viewers with a spectacle for the ages. Usually one or two of the biggest artists in the world get the privilege of providing this spectacle. In most years prior, the NFL would employ safe artists, pop artists, right? Artists that Christian parents and conservative conservatives alike wouldn't object to. Old rock stars, squeaky clean pop stars, Coldplay. But see, in recent years, with hip-hop's undeniable influence and staying power, the NFL decided to capitalize on this growing demand and hand the honors to some hip-hop artists for a change. And finally, 2022 saw Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar, and 50 Cent all take the stage and give an incredible performance, now touted as one of the best in Super Bowl history. It did the impossible task of uniting everyone in the United States. People from all walks of life.
No, that was a good
legends.
That was a good show.
Bro, this shit was so good, even the conservatives loved it. But while everyone else was having a great time enjoying themselves watching the game, one single person was at home, bitter and angry, tweeting up a storm.
Capitalism always wins. Watching
the NFL monetize the left's radical racial messaging. Feature artists with rap sheets longer than your arm and capitalize on Eminem Neely is hilarious.
Bro, all you need is one rapper halftime show and you'll see the biggest conservative turn into fucking Karl Marx all of a sudden. Ah, capitalism.
Let me just point out who was on the stage last night during...
That's crazy. Because he's the same person that talks about, like, communism is bad, socialism is bad. Like, in which I'm not a socialist or a communist. I'm not either one of those. I don't think that those are good topics or good, I don't subscribe to those political ideas, right? Ideals. However, it's funny because he's the same person who'll talk about capitalism all the time, how great capitalism is. And the minute that the NFL is hosting a hip-hop halftime, he's like, oh, fucking capitalism sucks. That's crazy. The hypocrisy.
The Super Bowl halftime show, because this really did occur to me while I was watching it. We got 50 Cent up there, who was arrested in 94 for cocaine trafficking, in 2003 for criminal possession of a weapon.
You know who else got arrested for cocaine trafficking that nobody talks about? Fucking Tim Allen. Tim Allen, right? The voice of Woody. Isn't he the voice of Woody from Toy Story? Or Buzz. Tim Allen. He's the voice of Buzz. Did you know that back in 19... where are we at? And this has nothing to do with race, by the way. For me, at least, right? I'm not a person that is caught up on race or is, you know, super, I'm not racial at all, right? I don't get caught up on that. But look at this. On October 2nd, 1978, Allen was arrested at the Kalamazoo Battle Creek International Airport for possession of over 650 grams of cocaine. This boy was smuggling. He pleaded guilty and provided the names of other dealers, so he snitched, and he got reduced to 3 to 7 years rather than possible life. And yeah, that was that. So, but again, somebody who went on to have a very, very successful entertainment career, and I'm not holding his criminal history against him at all, right? But I'm just saying the juxtaposition, right? The contradiction when it comes to somebody who looks a certain way, messes up, and then goes on to become successful. Why are we still looking at their past and holding that against them? If we can let this one person slide for 650 grams, how much did 50 Cent get caught with? Does it matter?
For battery in 2004 for jumping into a crowd to go after a person who threw a water bottle at him. Then you had Snoop Dogg, who of course has been arrested for everything from cocaine possession to first and second degree murder. He was acquitted on those charges, but arrested for them. And here he is in the biggest cultural event in America, right, rapping at the center of the stage.
At this point, we have to ask ourselves, What is all of this really about? A couple of halftime shows later, we get the answer. This time around, the NFL selected Kendrick Lamar. By all means, conservatives should love this guy, but they don't. They fucking hate him. They despise him because this is a game you can't win. Even if you're a rapper who does everything in their power to spread love and positivity, like they'll just find some other shit to complain about.
I was not able to understand basically a single word that he said during his rap performance in the halftime show. It was complete gibberish, and I'm not sure he was even attempting to speak the English language.
This person has won a Pulitzer Prize. A Pulitzer Prize for Kendrick Lamar. Which, I gotta say, worst Pulitzer Prize.
This guy, Kendrick Lamar, is a huge left-winger.
What? Worst Pulitzer Prize? Do you even know what he won a Pulitzer Prize for? No? Because it was for an album. Which is crazy. The prize for music. Pulitzer Prize for music. That just is another, just to go on to show you how influential hip hop is, how it is a art form. You know, the fact that it's recognized as a form of music, just like jazz, right? There's a lot of people who would say that that jazz back in the day, they would say jazz isn't, you know, real music. And we look at today, jazz is one of the most accepted, widely, worldwide accepted forms of music. And I think that we're seeing a similar instance with hip hop. You know, hip hop was something that definitely hip hop is something that's definitely evolved over time since its creation. But I think that we're in a state now where it's evolved to a whole nother level, right? We're beyond the Sugar Hill Gang and the G-Funk era, and we're on to something totally different, to where rappers are now able to talk freely about their emotions, you know, their mental health, relationships, all types of different things that weren't as accepted back in the day. So I think that that's just goes to show you how every form of art evolves over time. And it's something that's very special, but these guys just don't seem to appreciate hip hop in general. So it's like you can't win the game, you know?
Radically pro-abortion.
Like what, bro? You're just looking for shit. Going even a decade back, Ben Shapiro had Kendrick Lamar's Eye on his segment. One of the most positive, well-intentioned songs to ever hit the mainstream. It didn't fucking matter. He treated it just like he treats every other mindless rap song about money, hoes, and cars. All right? It was never about spreading positivity or high art, whatever the fuck that argument they're making. No, they just want someone who cares about them. That's why the second that new Tom McDonald graces their ears, they start singing a completely different tune. All of a sudden, hip-hop goes from thuggish gibberish, undeserving to be labeled as music, to poetry.
Tom McDonald is exceptional. He's a great rapper. I don't even really love rap music, but
Wow. Wow. That's crazy. Tom McDonald is trash. To anybody who likes Tom McDonald, like, no. It's just, like, that's like the purest form of exploitation. Like, I'm gonna get all these tattoos and get this image, but I'm gonna, like, he's literally selling the image, and it's crazy. It's gentrification, right?
his lyrics are fantastic.
Amazing art that you can enjoy even if you're an 86-year-old construction worker.
You want my pronouns, I'm the man who don't respect you.
Wow.
The conservatives dream of a world where art like that dominates mainstream culture. And in order to make that a reality, Ben Shapiro, 40-year-old man at this point, decided to concoct an anti-rap rap song, collaborating with Tom McDonald to create one of the weakest verses that will ever grace your ears on the song called Facts.
Homie, I'm epic, don't be a wap. Dog, it's a yarmulke, homie, no cap. Look at the graphs, look at my charts. You're blowing money on strippers and cars.
Homie, I'm epic, don't be a wap. Dog, it's a yarmulke, homie, no cap. Oh, brother, you're blowing money on strippers and cars. You're going to prison. I'm on television. We won't turn your sons into thugs and daughters into hoes. Interesting. Interesting. I wonder what the target audience for this is.
I just did this for fun.
All my people, download this. Let's get a Billboard #1. This song is just...
No.
Man.
No.
But if you think the story ends here, you're wrong, okay? It manages to get even more annoying. Naturally, it went viral, you know, online, internet, and everything. And on cue, within the next 10 days, Ben Shapiro would parade around with his iTunes #1 placement, saying that he was the, quote, biggest rapper in the world. What a fucking bunch of goofballs, you know? Hey, Nicki Minaj, it's great to join you atop the iTunes rap charts. Sorry, correction, you're a few slots lower. I guess we all know who the real Slim Shady is now, at Eminem. Facts is officially the top song in the world on iTunes. Rap God status unlocked.
What the fuck? Bro, are you talking like a 14-year-old in 2014? Rap God unlocked.
Forward to 1 year later, Ben Shapiro's channel is completely dead. Even though conservatives took hold of American culture again, I mean, they finally won, this didn't yield Ben the results he thought it would. Instead of the paradise they imagined, the infighting started, and he got into it with several of his employees, mostly over the topic of Israel. Now, even though Ben is completely fine with his employees using coded language to speak about other groups of people, when it comes to Jewish people, he has a zero tolerance policy. All of a sudden, he's extremely sensitive to microaggressions.
Yeah, no, that's what is funny about it. The people on his team, he had no problem when they were talking bad about hip-hop, when they were talking bad about black people. But the minute that they criticize what the U.S. is doing with Israel, or the U.S. is supporting Israel, he's like, you guys are racist, get out of here. It's like, what?
Willing to fire his employees for exercising their First Amendment rights. What a woke Karen. Obviously, fans didn't take kindly to this approach. In this increasingly radical climate, fans started turning on him, thinking he's too moderate or too Jewish. Ben Shapiro lately has been letting his feelings take precedence over the facts. We all know what country Ben puts first. And even though Ben Shapiro fought back fiercely, it was already too late. Ben Shapiro was playing a game he couldn't win.
The people who brought the world Moses' message of freedom, and Jeremiah's message of justice, and Isaiah's message of hope. The people who represent the roots of the values of the West, thousands of years old, stretching back to Sinai. The people of the Ten Commandments, and the splitting of the Red Sea, of the Holy Temple.
Bro, you need one of those at the bottom.
I'm a Jew. I'm a member of a people who will not be victimized again.
And please pass this on. I'm sure your prayer will make a difference. Remember,
Now, if he had spent all those years teaching his audience to be more accepting of different cultures, maybe this would work. But instead, he did the exact opposite. So by 2025, his channel was completely dead, losing subscribers every day. His fan base had abandoned him, and his Jewish co-CEO was forced to step down. Now, even though his company may still yield him profit in the future, Ben Shapiro has lost the one thing he's always cared about the most: his influence, his voice. He's become irrelevant, a non-factor, just another guy in a pool of infinite conservative voices. He's never going to be able to reach people like he used to, and he has only himself to blame. I have really bad news for you. There's more music just like this. As a matter of fact, there's an entire genre out there full of Republican rappers who make absolutely awful music. Look.
What the fuck you rapping for? Nigga ass nigga got you.
Whoa. 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 What the fuck? What?
What the fuck you rapping for? Nigga ass nigga got your sagging pants with your ass hanging out the back.
What? What? He said nigga ass nigga.
So we've already talked about conservatives who hate rap, but what about the ones that don't, at least enough to participate in it? That's right, I'm talking about Republican rappers. Now I think we're all familiar with Old Tommy and his brand of rap, but recently I've come to find out that he's far from the only Republican making rap music. Apparently this is a whole entire genre we didn't even know about. So I thought it would be fun to dive into some tracks and see what it's all about. Today we're gonna take a look at 3 songs going from least racist to most racist. So stay tuned, cause you don't wanna miss out on all this ignorance. Typher, The Patriot, featuring the Marine rapper. Yes, that is his real rap name. On January 6, 2021, The Patriot, a song by 2 military veterans, charted on the hip hop and R&B.
Why couldn't his name?
2 weeks later, it was.
His rap name should have been the Patriot. That's a better rap name than the Marine rapper. That's retarded. The rapper Marine, whatever. Oh man, I'm all stuffy. Yeah. Alright, let's continue.
Removed from all streaming services without explanation. Hashtag Free the Patriot. How much you want to bet they removed it themselves just so they could say they're being silenced? That would actually be a smart ass move. We know iTunes isn't out here removing songs simply because they're patriotic, so it's either some shit you said or you're lying.
Tens of thousands on my right, thousands by my side. War between good and evil, watching our fists collide. This is where we make a stand, no more give or take. March around the Capitol, storm the city gates.
Oh, there it is. I think I know why your song got removed.
Putting pressure on their necks until the truth breaks.
Is that supposed to be like a George Floyd diss? Why would you say that? I mean, the man died.
Enough with tyranny, we come to take our country back. For all citizens, white, red, brown, or black.
Wow, wow, wow. So it's like that, huh?
Star Spangled Banner got it playing loud and proud. People from all walks of life filling up the crowd.
I'm sorry, but this is just so fucking gay. I had to say it, man. It's so dramatic, so over the top for no reason. Who are you fighting against anyway?
That's funny. He said that's gay. Nah, but for real, like, Republican rap is not something that should exist, right? I don't think politics needs to be rapped about. I mean, I guess, I don't know, people are gonna do what they want, right? But as a form of entertainment, it's not entertaining to talk about politics. So to say we're gonna have a political rap is like, it's just propaganda at the end of the day. At the end of the day. Sorry. Like I said, I'm stuffy right now. My nose, I'm going through it. I got a big wad of tissue over here.
Liberals? What, you're gonna go to war with cancel culture? Bro, come on. You live in Arkansas. I promise you it's not that serious. And that hoodie is too small for your body.
It's going down.
Wow. This Game of Thrones ass hook. This medieval ass hook. Also,
my mother told me someday I would bag galleys with good oars, sails to distant shores, stand up high in the prow, noble bark I steer, steady what the fuck does that even mean? Hew many foemen, hew many foemen. I don't know what that means at all. I felt like I should read it in that voice. But do you guys know what that means? Because I don't. If you guys know what it means, let me know in the comments down below. But let's continue.
Why does the singer have like a weird Irish accent? I thought this was for Americans only.
You still see my raps if I was invisible, but I'm standing tall and I spit the truth.
They just said, fuck it. Let's put a crackhead on the song. Why not? Hey, real shit, this might just be the worst fit I've ever seen. Looking like a GTA Online character. What is that on top of your head?
This is for the sisters working hard on the ship. This is for the brothers getting y'all doctorate.
Yes. Yes. Let's go. Let's go. The stock footage, the fucking stock footage. Really a staple of any good music video.
Too many foremen. Too many foremen.
Yeah, if you ask me, this shit is fucking garbage, and they did everyone a service by removing it from all streaming platforms. As a matter of fact, I wish I could remove it from my memory, but unfortunately, we're not there yet. Dislike. I didn't like it. It was a bad experience. Bryson Gray, gun-toting patriot.
I love the Second Amendment. God gave it to me.
God gave it to me? Pretty sure your country gave it to you. Don't involve God in this fucking mess. God had no part in any of this.
Gun toting, Bible reading, God believing, truth speaking American. This MAGA season, Democrats committing.
I just want to take a quick second to analyze the outfits really quickly. Obamagate? Cool. And of course we got fucking
USA
Yoda here, looking like he got left off The Sopranos.
U.S. Air Force.
Good outfit in sight, but I can't tell you I'm so.
This nigga got the outfit from the Bogdan what is it? The Bogdan heist. Yep, I know that level. I remember that game. Look, see these guys? Everybody up in here got a goddamn Bogdan suit on. Homie in the background.
Republicans always had sauce deficits and problems.
Barton Roger Stone, cause the run know that he innocent. We need to kick out every single illegal immigrant.
These are real lyrics. This is a real song. These are real people. Okay, sorry, just had to process that.
I looked deep into it and I did the math. Why did Obama send money to that Wuhan lab? What is George Soros doing with all of his cash?
Bro, this whole thing is so ignorant. These are like Lil Pump levels of ignorance. The only difference is Lil Pump talks about stupid shit. You're supposed to be addressing real issues that affect real people. It's almost like they're talking about their favorite sports team. They treat it like it's this fun, quirky thing. If you had to imagine a stereotype of just a stupid, ignorant guy, this would be the guy. Why did Obama send money to that Wuhan lab? I did the math. Like, I'm just guessing it's impossible to utter those words without feeling at least a little stupid. Obama? Really? What, Barack Obama just cashed at them three?
Nah, for real, like, he made it seem like it's just, you can just throw out all the, like, these two different names and connect the dots. Like, I definitely think that there was some money sent to Wuhan or to China for some kind of experiments, but I don't think it was Obama. And to say that, you know, it's just, that's just a clear, violation of trust, right? If we're listening to your raps and we're trying to, you know, you're trying to have a political message and half the shit you saying is not true, then how could I take you serious?
$3 billion for virus? Just logically speaking, you would have to be pretty brain dead to come to that conclusion. I want all of us here to just take a little second and let the sheer lack of intelligence present in this very picture sink in right now.
Look at this nigga's face.
Why is there so much propaganda? Funny you ask. How about that Bill Gates vaccine? Now, sorry I'll pass, cause I'm a gun throwing patriot. God being patriot.
Hook kinda goes, not gonna lie. Hook kinda goes.
Trump, yeah, okay, bury him a legend, yeah, Trump, hey, okay, America's biggest blessing.
How about you bless your face with a shower, greasy boy?
About to paint the city red, please don't burn it down.
What the fuck is this nigga wearing?
Say whatever you want, but
this white dude, look at his face. You need to shave that beard. That shit is dumb.
at least the first guy did the instrumental justice, which by the way is just a copy-paste version of Drake's Non-Stop, but that's besides the point. This second guy, he just sucks. He's just bad at rapping. So yeah, all around, very generic, very unremarkable, very flavorless, just like the first song. And the whole thing is just so goddamn stupid, to the point where I can't even take it seriously. I can't be mad at this. This just feels like the children that were left behind getting together and making a song. But I gotta give credit to where it's due. Music video went stupid. Music video definitely went crazy. Fuck it, I'll leave a like just for that. Shout out to the producer and all the cameramen and the fucking editor. Respect to the editor. Adam Calhoun. Racism. Love that the title is so uncreative and tactless. Love it already. You know, some have hailed this to be the magnum opus of Republican rap, so to speak.
Whoa, hillbilly what?
But I have high hopes for this one.
Freckle. Nigga.
What?
White trash. Fuck you, nigga.
He didn't waste a second of time. The man got right to it. Shit, I guess now we know why this song is titled Racism. You can just right here. I think we get the point. So all the other slurs he said once, but for some reason he felt the need to double back on the N-word. Not gonna lie, that second one felt kinda personal. Kinda personal.
For real.
Imagine you're this guy. They tell you, okay, so we just want you to look at the camera. It will be perfect for this shot. You ain't gotta do nothing. Don't worry about anything. Just trust me, okay? Stand here and look at the camera. Boom, shoot is finished. You go home, pull up youtube.com, click on the video, and this is what you see.
Fuck you, nigga.
What? Be honest, how would that make you feel?
What the fuck you rapping for? Crack your ass cracker, got your rebel flag with your camo hat backwards.
Ah, this is so great. Already you can hear the fucking trademark of every Republican rap song. The shitty copyright-free instrumental. This is probably what you get when you type in hype trap beat in the search bar. Click the first video that pops up, which probably has some chick with big titties on a beach in the thumbnail for no reason. And voila! Congratulations, you have bad production. Yay!
Stains on your shirt with your fucked up teeth. Piece of shit truck broke down middle of the street. Got a kid on her lap, smack his ass if he speaks. Always wearing white beaters cause her ass getting beat. Okay, that's white trash, but what about a hillbilly?
Alright, so to break it down, in his first verse, he's obviously portraying this stereotypical white trash guy with all these horrible traits. And then he makes the distinction between white trash and hillbillies. Two different things, right? Okay, so remember that. This is a conceptual track, after all, okay? This is not for the faint of heart.
Call me redneck, white trash, say it back. I don't care, kiss my ass. I don't care, kiss my ass. They call me redneck, white trash, say it back. I don't care, kiss my ass. I don't care, kiss my ass.
Here, we can hear the second trademark of every Republican rap.
Yo, we got 3 viewers up in the chat. What's up, everybody?
Song. The shitty hook. Let's go. Love the shitty hook. Love it. Up until this point, he may have had you fooled with his rapping, but after this, there's no doubt about it. That is definitely a white man on the mic. If you listen really closely, you can actually hear the whiteness coming out of him. Pause. But the frustration, the screaming, it's all culminating into this bitter stew of caucasity. The thing that strikes me the most is that he spent the entire first verse depicting this disgusting stereotype of certain white people. But then on the hook, not only does he fail to point it out as harmful or negative, he instead says, that horrible person I was describing in the first verse, yeah, that's me. I'm that guy. And I don't care if I'm that guy. As a matter of fact, if you point out that I am in fact that guy, I will tell you to kiss my ass. Okay, So far, so good. Let's see how he rounds it out.
Nigga ass nigga got your sagging pants with your ass hanging out the back, hanging out in front of liquor stores selling crack.
Sorry, I know it's not my place to say this as a white man, but everyone here needs to have their card pulled just for allowing this to happen.
Can't keep a job cause you in and out of prison. Guess it must be Trump's fault cause you making bad decisions. That's about niggas, but what about black folk? Raise their kids right every night. Mom and dad are home, hunting for a job, not crying about a privilege.
Okay, I need you to follow along. So in the second verse, he makes the difference between black folk and N-words. You know, black people who can't keep a job and deal drugs apparently deserve to be labeled and categorized with racial slurs, but
that's so dumb to say that, like, what? As a white person to try to say that there's a difference between black people and niggas, which is a racial slur towards black people. The fact that you would even sit there and entertain that is just retarded. The fact that anybody would sit there and try to pick it apart and point out, well, like, no, this is what the difference is. And like, no, that's just racism. That's just ignorance. And then to make a song about it, instead of saying like, let me try to understand it, or let me try to, like, this is just making fun of people. That's just crazy. And labeling it something that it's not. You know, you're trying to come off as like, oh no, but I'm teaching people about the difference between a actual black person, a upstanding black person. They don't make them all like that. You know, there's a few bad apples in the bunch. But it's like, bro, nobody asked you to do this. And the fact that you took it upon yourself to do this is very crazy. So he said, nigga ass nigga.
if you have a job and you're not, quote, crying about a privilege, then you get a pass. But make sure you keep that job, unless you want Adam Calhoun to come to your neighborhood and film you looking at the camera. And you know what that means.
Fuck you, nigga.
I don't know. This whole thing seems very dehumanizing, but let's see how old Adam caps it off.
Fuck it though, you a nigga, and I'm just a cracker. They pin us against each other, sit back and they watch it happen.
Who are they? After all this shit, you think they is enough? I mean, for his...
For real. He's like, I'm a cracker, you a nigga. It's them, though. Like, how you gonna sit there and call me out my name and then be like, but it's their fault? That don't make no sense.
They believe just about anything. I mean, they think Obama started COVID, for fuck's sakes. What do you expect? But I'm not satisfied with they. I'm not going home with they. That's not a valid conclusion. It's all their fault? That's it? That was the justification for the countless slurs you used and all the stereotypes you painted? What is the message? What is the point?
Call me redneck, white trash, say it back. I don't care, kiss my ass. I don't care, kiss my ass. They call me redneck, white trash, say it back. I don't care, kiss my ass.
Wait. So let me get this straight. After the verse about labeling black people the N-word, you finish off the song with the same hook about how you were proud to be white trash while flying the Confederate flag. I'm sorry, it's just not a good look. And it doesn't even make sense for the concept of the track. Least you could have done was gotten a black dude to do the hook after the verse about black people. They call me N-word, I don't care, say it back. I mean, it was still...
Man,
trash, but
at least they could have did that, right? They call me nigga, I don't care, kiss my ass, right? Like, they could have at least brought the same energy. But it's like, nah, I'm proud to be white. You just a nigga. Like, man, that's crazy. Yo, that's crazy.
At least that would add some balance. This way, it just turns out a biased song about racism, which is horrible by default. And I know Adam probably doesn't have the mental capacity to understand these issues on a larger scale, so I'm not even gonna open that can of worms. But at least then, don't pretend like you have it figured out when you don't. I mean, the fucking nerve, the audacity. This isn't even his idea. Joyner Lucas did the same concept exactly 1 year before this. And to me, that just sums up this whole genre. Flavorless, unoriginal, unnecessary, stupid. There isn't one unique characteristic I could attribute to a single one of these guys. All of them do the same shit the same way. And you know what? There are a whole lot of rappers that happen to be liberals, but I can't name you a single liberal rapper who only makes songs about how Trump is stupid or Biden is a legend. I mean, maybe a couple lyrics here and there, but these guys have a whole fucking genre. So I ask you, where is the democratic rap genre? Nowhere to be found, because there's no market for it, plain and simple. All the left-leaning artists are busy making actual innovative art, and not this bullshit masquerading as music. All these guys do is use rap as a tool, not an art form, a tool to question and
Yeah, you know, the irony too is because a lot of artists rely on their talent and utilize their talent. You know, you got to stay fresh within that industry. You got to evolve, and if you don't, you get left behind. But with that being said, you know, I find it funny that a lot of times Republicans, or typically conservatives, right, will get mad at artists who are fairly new, maybe up and coming and successful, and it's like, why is this person getting all the shine? Why is this person getting all the accolades? But at the same time, conservatives will sit and talk about how you need to pull yourself up from the bootstraps, how you need to be the one to, you know, take advantage of your own destiny. And basically, you're in control of your own destiny, right? So if you want to be successful, you got to put the work in. So then you got these people who are actually successful from putting the work in, or from, you know, they have a talent and people like it. And they're like, I don't see why. I can't see why people like this. Why do people want to listen to this? Why did Kendrick Lamar get a Pulitzer Prize? Why not me? That's basically what they're saying. Like, it just comes off as just complaining, jealous, just everything.
Shit on the authority every opportunity they get, because that's the only thing they're good for. And that's the only thing their brain-dead fans can comprehend. Once a Republican gets elected president again, your career is over. Dead. Like it never even existed. And that's only because the inherent artistic value of your songs is zero. Nada. It doesn't exist. You don't make any points, you're not creative, and you don't have the mental capacity to talk about real issues. Go ahead, see how many songs you can make about trans bathrooms before you realize that you're useless as an artist and as a human. And as far as I'm concerned, this applies to Republican media just as much as it does rap. From what I've seen, Matt Walsh, Ben Shapiro, they do the same shit. No solution, no objective analysis, no plan for improvement, just ignorance, just lack of understanding, just out of touch with today's world.
Yeah, I find that with a lot of political commentary, it's more so just complaining about stuff that is ultimately out of our control. I understand bringing stuff. I understand bringing stuff to people's awareness so that way they could form an opinion on it, or to be able to make a decision. But it just seems like more often than not, a lot of these political commentators just get up there and complain about stuff that's honestly not even worth complaining about. But that's going to be it for today's video. It's been about an hour, so thank you for tuning in. If you guys made it this far, go ahead and hit the subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and leave a like on the video. Thank you for making it this far and for supporting the channel. But as always, just want to say thank you, and I appreciate each and every one of you. So again, peace out. I'll see you guys in the next video, and that's it. All right.
I'm just a bride. Now give me that. Give me that, boy. Give me that. I'm just a bride. Now give me that. Give me, give me. Give me, give me. I'm just a bride. Now give me that. Give me, give me. Give me, give me. Give me, give me. Give me, give me. Give me that. I'm just a bride. Give me that.